Today I will tell you how to use a bell, special processing in Lettuce, to make such a hissing atmospheric drone that you heard a little earlier. First of all, it's necessary to eat lettuce leaves for breakfast. Nothing will work without it, friends. Then you turn on Ableton, and here's what needs to be done. First of all, we need the sound of a bell. The most successful instrument in which you can find the sounds of all the bells in the world is Collision. I choose a ready-made preset for this sound design, Glockenspiel detuned. It's not necessary to work with just such a preset, you can watch other similar presets or even make your own preset. That's how the bell I choose sounds. And now let's see what turns this sound into a pet or drone. First of all, I decided to amplify the signal using the Fuzzy.me plugin, which you can download from the link in the description of this video. In principle, you can use standard Ableton plugins, such as drum bass, amp, saturator, but I just like this fuzz, so I used it. Next is equalization. Then there is a very interesting technique with the addition of a sample as a waveform for a hybrid reverb. The fact is that in Hybrid Reverb there is such a wonderful opportunity as adding any sample that defines the waveform of the reverb in the convolution section. In this case I choose the synth-pad melody sample from the Beat Tools pack. That's how it sounds. At the same time, the tonality of the sample coincides with the tonality of the track, and this sample just needs to be moved to this window. And let's hear how the bell sounds with and without reverb. It's precisely due to this sample that such magic is born. As for the rest of the reverb settings, I choose them solely to taste, by ear. You can experiment with other modes, algorithms, etc. By the way, also in the field of equalization, I decided to remove unnecessary lower frequencies, and there may also be a field for your experiments. Then there is an additional equalization, and after that I decided to make the sound a little more stereo, using the shifter effect. The random waveform is selected here, amount in dry wet on small values. In general, a very interesting plugin. Sometimes it gives a very interesting character to the sound. Well, finally the most final equalization, where I removed the resonating frequencies so that they didn't hum too much. But the sound design doesn't end here. There is also a chain of effects throughout the group. Here echo in ping-pong mode, then delay also in ping-pong mode, and please note that time parameter is added here so that the pitch of the sound changes slightly during the sound process. Then again a hybrid reverb with a standard waveform and such settings. And finally 3 equalizers for a better sound fit into the mix. This preset can be downloaded from the link under the video. Just know that you will need to download the fuzz additionally, or you can replace it, for example, with a standard saturator from Ableton. And also, most likely, you will need to add a sample to the hybrid reverb yourself. The project itself will be available on my Patreon for a while, then it may be deleted and replaced by a new high-quality project, because my sound design level is not at a very good level yet, but I'm working on it. In the meantime, I suggest you enjoy the sound again. One day, when Porky was trying to teach Benny to sing, and Benny was only making oing oing, this oing oing was very similar to the sound of coughing. A music producer accidentally visited this vocal lesson. He was passing by and thought that someone was ill. He decided to come up to help, and what was his surprise that these sounds were made by Piglet! Just at this time, producer was working on a new hit song, but he lacked inspiration. But when he heard Benny's terrible singing, a light bulb went off in his head. He realized that he could create a whole new genre of music, bad music. Producer immediately started dancing with joy. After about 3 hours of dancing, he, foaming at the mouth, suggested that Benny record the song. Benny looked at producer, and it seemed to him that he was just some kind of maniac and wanted to trick him into a barbecue. But producer calmed Benny down and showed him a certificate that he is just a music maniac. Producer brought Benny into the studio and recorded his poems, but realized that something was still missing. He pondered, and his consciousness carried him far up to the sky.